makes it look so easy. And with
Now, after half centuries from Quinton to Kock and Faf to Plessis, took South Africa's total to 314 from 5 for 2 and 190 for 6. New Zealand's openers held fast and set up what would turn out to be a great riposte from the hosts. At stumps, they were 321 for 4 with 6 wickets in hand. With me is Dumisa Makalima from BC Cricket Analysis to talk a little bit more about this. Dumisa, thank you so much for coming through. I know I've taken you away from a whole host of other things, but you've been keeping a close eye on the test.
Yes, it's been interesting. New Zealand have done very well actually to crawl themselves back in the test match. Ken Williamson, always a standout player, and he's produced the runs again.
Now, tell me something a little bit about how New Zealand's answer to the Proteas. Does it put a dent in their hopes of getting another series win, or is it something that they were prepared for going into Hamilton?
No, of course, they were prepared for it. I mean, after New Zealand lost, obviously, the last test, they were always going to come back, put up the numbers. They are playing at home after all. So, and stand-up players like Ken Williamson are always going to be, the guys to actually stick out. So, and that's exactly what they've done. Nattleton has batted very well, and he's put his team in a very strong position.
Before we talk a little bit about the Proteas' top order batting, their opening batsmen and stuff, because there seems to be a lack of depth. But before we get to that, let's talk a little bit about the frontline attack from the Proteas. They've struggled today. And they struggled to actually make any inroads. It's only towards the latter half of the innings that they managed to get some wickets from New Zealand.
They lacked a bit of control. I mean, it also shows that probably Monet Morkel hasn't had enough game time as well. But it's been trying times for him, him and Rabada. But it's something that they're always trying to strive towards, is that consistency in the first part of the innings. And they've struggled, leading up to the time. As you can see that Ken Williamson has put up the numbers, he's punished them. Yeah,
no, they always try and get Williamson out as quickly as they can. Him and Nicol, as well as the injured batsman, the former captain. His name slips my mind right now. Let's talk about the lack of depth in the opening department from the batsman side, from the Proteas. What's happening there? Tinus de Bruin, he's not an opener, he's not a natural opener, doesn't open for his Titan side. Why is he there? Do we not have natural openers that can fill in the post?
It's a bit of a concern because, Stephen Kock has put up the numbers, but then he struggled at the same time, hence the change. Quite surprising to see Tinus de Bruin up the order. He is a good enough player, but that is not his position. He's out of form. He's not out of form, sorry, but he's out of position. We do have openers, Aiden Markram, on Peter Ramela, the guys who've done it in the past. So it's a question that the selectors, are going to sit around and actually have a debate about, because we do want specialist players in the specialist position, especially for the opening batsman. It is a specialist position, and that is needed.
Talking about specialists, the wicket-keeper batsman Quinton de Kock, Faf du Plessis, literally pushed through his fitness, his late fitness test. On Friday, everybody was talking about how Quinton de Kock might not make the test, but then we heard Faf's word. He's too important a player to keep out of the side, broken finger or not.
Listen, I think it's a standard that Faf has set. If you are playing for South Africa, you are wearing the jersey. Some of these players, most of the times, they play with injuries. And if it's an injury which is not going to be aggravated during the game, I think that's what the Proteas do. I mean, you go out there and you actually put yourself in the line for the team. And I think it's a statement that is made that if you are playing for the jersey and you want to play for the jersey, you've got to put your head out there first.
So part of the grit of that Faf has brought to the team, the mercilessness, the ruthlessness that is brought to the way the side plays. This is the flip side of it, where he's exactly the same hard-nosed captain that is going to be with his side as well.
Rightfully so. I mean, the way the team is going, I mean, it's a very rounded team right now. We are playing good, winning cricket, and I think the environment within the setup is magnificent. So if you want to win trophies, you got to go through periods like this where you go on and you play with injuries. And Quinton de Kock is such an important player, and we saw what he's done in the first innings, where that important 90 just put the Proteas in a different setup in terms of their batting. So, all good for Faf and all good for the team. And Quinton de Kock has put up the numbers once again.
Dumisa, thank you once again. I really value your input. We hope to chat a whole lot more to you before we get to the ICC Champions Trophy, which I'm sure we'll be doing. Dumisa Makalima from BC Cricket Analysis, talking to us about the test and how Faf has turned the team around, and they might just win this because he leads by example. Up next, we have a look at the weather forecast.